Hey there, how is it going everyone? In this video, we're going to be covering the topic of Flask Blueprints. Now, Flask Blueprints help us to separate our application into different functionality that can be registered on our application. Flask Blueprints are similar to the app instance that we create with the Flask class. However, what they do is to register different functionality onto our application and they cannot run independently. They can have their own static files, they can have separated views, they can also have their template files, and these can be separate but can not run independently of our app. So in this video, let's build a simple application to show how blueprints work. So I'm going to create my main app file, which is going to be app.py, and I'm going to write the simple Flask application. So I'm going to say from Flask import Flask, and from this I'm going to also say, so I'm going to import the Flask class, and after importing the Flask class, I am going to create an instance for it. So I'm going to say app is equal to Flask name, and I'm going to create my sample route. So I'm going to say at app.route. This is going to be the index route, then we're going to have index, and this is going to just return hello home. Now I'm going to run this by saying if name is equal to main. Now I'm going to say app dot run. We're going to say debug to true. Now when you save this, we're going to run our app by saying python app.py. That's if you have Flask installed. So this is going to start our server. Now our app is in one file, however we can create blueprints that have separate functionality that you can register with our main app. So let's do that. For example, if we have a user's blueprint, we may come and say users.py. So inside users, I'm going to say from Flask import, then I'll say blueprint. So instead of saying app is equal to Flask name, in this case, I'm going to say user blueprint. So this is going to be the user blueprint, and it's going to be an instance of the blueprint class. So it takes in the name of the blueprint. So in this case, we're going to call it users, and takes in the import name, which is underscore name. So in this case, we can also specify the templates folder and the static folder for that, which we're going to do in a moment. So let's first create our first route. So instead of saying at app.route, in this case we say at user blueprint.route. So it kind of has the same functions as the app instance. Then we say slash. Then we can create our view function, which can be the index. Then after creating our index, we can return hello users. So we're going to save this, and when you go to our main app.py file, what I'm going to do is to import our blueprint and register it. So I'm going to say from users, I'm going to import the user. Let me see the spelling. So it's the user blueprint. So I'm going to say user blueprint. Now after importing this, I'll register it with our main application. So I'll come and say app dot register. The register is going to be blueprint, and then I pass in the name of the blueprint. So in this case, it's going to be the user blueprint. So the trick here is we have both view functions being the same with the same names. However, we can specify a URL prefix to show us the URL to show a certain blueprint. For example, we can say URL prefix for this the user's blueprint is going to be slash users. So when I save this, our server is going to restart, nothing is wrong. So when I open up our app at localhost 5000, I'm going to control and click. So our browser is going to open up localhost 5000. So in this case, we are having hello home when you go to our index route. However, when you go to the URL prefix of users, when we say slash users, then this takes us to hello users. So just like you see, we have different blueprints. We have the main app and we have the user blueprint which we created and separate from our app. So a blueprint can be created, can have its own views. For example, we can also create another blueprint. We can say at user blueprint dot route, and this is going to be login. So we can also create, can say def login, just a simple function. Then we can return login users. So when we save, and since our blueprint is registered, when you go to slash login, it's going to say not found. So let's see. So this is going to be users slash login since it's on the users blueprint. It's going to be users login. So when we go to that, we get login users. So this shows us that blueprints enable us to separate views. So we can have a blueprint having its own views and having its own templates. So let's try rendering templates on different blueprints. So I'll go and create a templates folder. So I'm going to say new folder, then I say templates. And in this case, I am going to say, instead of rendering home, what I'm going to say is I'm going to create a template which is index.html. Now this is going to have a simple HTML file with an h1 of hello home. I'm going to save and then render this template. So I'm going to say from Flask import render template. So instead of saying return hello home, I'm going to return render template and we shall render index.html. So I'm going to save this and I'm also going to create other routes. So I'm going to create users.html and this is also going to have some HTML inside. So this is going to be hello users, and in this case this side we're also going to have the login. So I'm going to create a new file which I'm going to call login html. Now I create the login.html. I'm going to put in some HTML inside here. I'll create an h1 login, then save. Now after this, I'm going to render this with a user blueprint. So I'm going to come to users blueprint and from Flask import blueprint. We're also going to import render template. And after that, instead of saying hello users, we're going to render a template. So I'm going to say render template. And this is going to be a users.html. The same thing I'm going to do for this return statement. So instead of returning login users, I'm going to return render template and we're going to render login.html. So I'm going to save this and go back to our users login. So when we refresh, we see that it's returning an h1 of login. So when you go back to our localhost 5000, we see that we are rendering the hello home. So this shows us that we can be able to render different parts of our application using blueprints. And the beauty with blueprints is we can be able to register this functionality multiple times. We can also be able to create multiple blueprints. For example, I may create another blueprint called, let me say, it's going to be called let's say we have a products blueprint. So I'll say products.py, and products may be products, a blueprint for products. So I may say from Flask import, this is going to be blueprint, and I'll do the same. So I'll say product blueprint, and this is going to be blueprint. Then I'm going to pass in the name of the blueprint. So I'll say product, and this is going to be, I write the underscore, the import name. Then after I create a route, I'm going to say product blueprint dot route, and you're going to have a slash list. Then this is simply going to return. So I'm going to return product list, and to return a list of products. I'm going to just return, let's say JSONify. So let's say this returns a list of products, but in JSON. So this is going to be products, and let's say we are returning a list. So let's say products, a list of products. So I'm going to create that list of products right here, and before I forget, let me import JSONify from Flask. So I'm going to create products. This is going to be a list of products. Let's say milk, let's say bread, let's say soap, and honey. So when I save this, the next thing we'll have to do is to make sure we register our blueprint. So I'll go back to the application and say app dot register blueprint. Then I'll register the product blueprint, which I'm going to import. So I'll come and say product from products import the product blueprint, and then I'm going to save. So after that, when I come to the app, I'm going to go to localhost 5000. Forgot to specify a URL prefix. So let's say when you go to the URL prefix for the products blueprint, let's call this products. When I save this, so we shall go to localhost 5000 slash products. So let's see, this is going to be localhost 5000 slash products. And let's go to our blueprint. So we called it list. So we go to product slash list, and this is going to be, it's going to return JSON that shows us a list of products. Now we can also be able to specify static files. So let's come and see. So I'm going to create some links to the static file. So I'm going to say link, and this is going to be URL for, it's going to be static, and file name in this case is going to be, let's say, main.css. So if I come this side, I'm going to create the static folder. So this is going to be a static folder. So in this case, we are having the blueprints here in the same static folder and the same templates folder. However, the views are separated. So when I create the main folder, the main.css folder, this is going to be the main.css folder within our static folder. Then what I'll do is just to change the font family for now. So the font family in this case, we're going to use Helvetica sans serif. When I save, I'm going to go back to my localhost 5000. So this is going to return hello home. Let's see. So this is going to be for the users.html. So let's try to go to users. So I'm going to go to users.html. So users. So this is going to change its font. So we shall do the same thing for the other templates. So we're going to save this and also save this. And let's say we're going to save this. So now refresh, we're having that. So when you go to the users login page, so we have the login, so all the styles have been applied. Now the next thing we want is to maybe create links to the various routes. So we can come and create a header. So you're going to create a header, and in that header I'm going to create links. So it's going to be URL4. So in this case, to specify the different routes for the different blueprints, we have to use this syntax. So for example, if I'm to say, so this will be URL4 index. So in this case, I'll say URL4 dot index, and this will be the home page. So I may also come here and say URL4. So let's say we want to go to the users blueprint. So I'm going to say 4, and this will be users dot index, because it mentions the blueprint, the view function for this route. So I'm going to come and pass in this. So this is going to be users.index. So this is going to go to the users page. I'll do the same thing for the login. So this will be URL4 users.login. And this will be login. And also we go to the link that brings us products. So I'll say URL4 product. So I'll say products dot. So I'm going to go to our products and look for that route. So it's going to be products list, the name of the view function, product list, save. So I'm going to call this also products. So let's save. So when you go to, we're going to copy this header and put it in the different templates. So I'm going to come to login.html, just paste the header, and the same thing for the index route. So I need to come and say, we need to save and also save this. So after that, I'm going to come this side and refresh our page. So we have different links that navigate to the different parts of the app. So I'm going to go to home. So this is going to take us to home. So when I go to users, we're going to be able to see our users routes. When I go to login, so this is going to take us to different login. When we go to products, we're going to be able to see that this takes us to the products. So in this video, we've been able to learn about how to create blueprints and how they work. We've also been able to create a simple application that demonstrates how to use Flask Blueprints. So if you feel you've learned from the video, please go ahead and like the video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, and thanks for watching.